Hey, today I'm going to talk about the grind coming from the Alpha Project, where if benching was easy, it'd be called your mom, but it's not. So first, I want to congratulate Justin Kearns. He kicked some ass yesterday. Super proud of this guy. Contacted me about 15 weeks ago about setting up a program for him. He followed the Alpha Project program to a T and nailed 555 for a PR. Super happy for him. Guy deserves it. He's a master's lifter, 308 weight class, super strong guy. He put in a lot of hard work, and watching him go through these last 12 weeks and really ramping up his training, and for him to get a PR, it's well deserved. So congratulations, Justin. So I want to talk about the grind a little bit, right? So we go into training, and maybe you're getting ready for a competition, or you're about to start a hard training cycle, whatever the case may be, and you go into the gym and you have a god-awful day. It just isn't your day. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. Well, this is where we need to think about if the variables kick in. Are the variables things like, are you having relationship problems? Are you having work-related problems? Did you stay hydrated? Are you stressed out? Did you get enough sleep? All of those kinds of things play a part. But let's say all those things really just aren't there, and you just went into the gym and just had a shit show of a day. Well, guess what? That's life. That's the way training happens. You don't go in the next day and try to kick its ass again and do everything over and say, hey, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to give it everything I got again and see what happens. What you do is you forget about it. You put it kind of in the back of your head and say, well, the next time I go into training, I'm going to kind of remember this and I'm not going to allow it to happen again. But going into the gym, like if you had a screwed up competition, you didn't do well, you don't go into the gym the next day and say, hey, I'm going to bench again and I'm going to try to, make up for my bad showing in my competition. That doesn't matter. That isn't going to do anything for you. What you need to do is get back on your plan. You get back on the program. You figure out, when am I training again? Okay, so it's in 3 days. But when I go back to the gym in 3 days, I'm going to kick the shit out of it. I'm not going to sit around and dwell on this and go into my training session 3 days from now, wondering if I'm going to have another shitty workout. Shitty workouts are going to happen. That's life. It's just the way it's going to happen. That's it. So my advice to you is kind of put in the back of your head, when you go into the gym the next day or the next time, bring it. Get pissed off and bring it. Make up for it then. Don't think that, you can go to the gym 5, 6, 7 days a week and train balls to the wall. Okay? You're not going to be able to make up a workout if you have a bad workout. You let it go. It's going to happen. Talk about nutrition a little bit. Let's say you're trying to make it to a certain weight class, or you're trying to maintain a certain weight class. You go all day. This has happened to me several times. I'm trying to cut down to 220, and I'm trying to maintain 220, and it's really difficult for me because I'll go to work. I work 12-hour days. I come home, and it's like, while I was at work, I did really good on my diet, but now I feel like a beer, or I feel like having dessert after dinner. Guess what? That's okay. It's going to happen. You're going to do it. I'm not going to lie to you and say every single day you're not going to have that urge and you're not going to do it, because it'll happen, and you will do it. My advice is the same as training. The next day you wake up and you just lock it back up. You don't have to do anything twice as hard. You don't have to, change anything up. You just get back up on the horse and you just try harder the next day. Don't string, don't get me wrong, don't string 5 or 6 days in a row of eating apple pies or, pecan pies after dinner. But if it happens, it happens. You just get up the next day and you just try harder. Those are the things that I did when I maintained and competed at 220, and it was extremely easy for me. You have a mistake night, where I'd have a bunch of desserts. That's it. Who cares? Next day I got up and I just tightened it up a little bit. Made sure that day I was on point all day. So just some food for thought. The grind is hard. It takes it out of you. Training hard, staying on your diet's hard. That's life. It's the way it is. You have a bad day, doesn't work out the way you want it to, you forget about it. The next day, make it work.